Okay, so we have estimating line of best fit. Okay, this is slope of line of best fit. Okay, let me see, make sure that was the one that was on there. Estimating line of best fit, that's right. Okay, so we have just want to make sure. Yeah. All right. So the scatter plot shows the average rent in dollars for a one-bedroom apartment in New York City each year between 2000 and 2013. So, which of the following estimates the average change in each year? So, after 1 year, how much does it change? After 2 years, how much does it change? So, you really want to take, there's several ways you could do this. Try to get a line that goes right through the middle of all these, okay? And so maybe this point, 800, and this point right here, this is good. 1209. So after 9 years, it goes 1200. Okay, it goes from 800 to 1200. So I'm gonna do our slope formula. Okay, so this is gonna be your y2 1200 minus your y1, which is 800. This is the slope formula. Sorry about that. M equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Okay, so we have the 1200, which I'm taking this point right, no, I'm sorry, this point right here, and I'm taking this initial point right here. Doesn't have to be perfect, so this is the 800. Now this is after year 0, so how many years is here? We have 9 minus 0, so in 9 years. Okay, that's going to equal approximately 400 over 9. Okay, so which one is about 400 over 9? It's $40 right here, because 400 divided by 9 is about between 40 and well, I'll show you right here. 400 divided by 9 equals about $44. So it doesn't have to be perfect, so it's about $40 per year. Okay? Try another one. All right, the scatter plot below shows the relationship between the percentage of American adults who smoke and years since 1945. During this time period, the percentage of adults who smoke changed by each year. So we're going down, so this is going to be a negative slope. So it's going to be one of these. So, and this is each year, okay? So again, we're going to use our slope formula. So we're going to have our slope, and we're going to have our y2. And let's just pick one that's we can kind of figure it out. So I would say this one is about 42. So that's our y1. We're going to start with the initial point because that's easy, 42. Then we'll use this one right here, this point. But it just has to go through the middle of it. So it doesn't have to be a point on here. Okay, it just has to go through the middle of these points. But this one right around here, it looks like, well, let's do 15 years. We'll do 10 years, okay? So this point right here looks like it goes in the middle. And that's 35, okay? So 42 minus 35, well, oh, I'm sorry, let's do 35 first. 35 minus 42, okay, over our x values, which is just, we said 10 years, right? 10 years. So just 10, which is our x2, minus 0. That's going to equal -7 over 10, okay? Now let's see which one is closest to negative 7 over 10. That comes out to a little bit more than 1/2. So I think should be 1/2. Negative 1/2. There you go. Okay, because that's about 1/2. So it doesn't have to be exact. Okay, it just has to be close. And it's got to go through the middle. I'll show you what I mean by the middle on this one. Okay, so again, it's just hours of exercise per month that was associated with a 1 month crease. So each one is, so how much, so every year they have the exercise machine, they're exercising less. Okay, so that's what this is telling us. So a line of best fit is going to have a line that has to go through the middle of all of these points, kind of like this. Just as it's got to be a straight line. It doesn't have to hit any of the points, but it wants to go. It's the least distance between each one of these points. Okay, so we're just finding the slope of this line. So let's find one here. Let's say this point right here at no, let's do this point right here, right about there, and that's 7.5 and 3, right? Okay, and then we'll find another point. Let's do 5, just like number 5, and that's 6.5. Okay, so we're going to take 6.5, and you notice a negative slope, minus our y2, which is 7.5. And then how many years? Or months? 5 months, minus how many months for this point right here? This point, 3 months. Okay, and that's going to equal about negative 1 over 2. So about negative 1/2. So which one is closest to that? This one right here. Ooh, this one's close because it could be either this one or this one. Because this is 0.75, this is 0.333. So we might need to get a little bit better spot than that. Let's see if we can get something more accurate. Let's do these 2 points right here. So 9, 1 and 9. And then this one is 8 and 2.5. Okay, so 9 minus 8, and then 2.5 minus 1. Okay, so that's going to be 1 over 1.5. Which we're going to put into our calculator. We can't. So 1 over 1.5. And we could put 0.5 into both of those. So that would be 2/3, right? Ooh, I think it's closer to this. Okay, so it's saying it's going to go down 3. So the y value, let's say, goes down to 6, and to the right 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to here. So this will be down 3, 1, 2, 3 to here, and then over to the right 1, 2 to 5 right here. That's pretty close. I think it's that one. We could go down 1 and to the right 3, but that's not very good. So it's going to be this one. Okay, that was a difficult one, but it's best, I think I'll do that way on this next one. Okay, so this plot, it doesn't really matter what the plot is, but you can look at it. So this is studying in that. Okay, so we want a line that goes basically through here. Okay, So for every 1 point increase, so how many, so, oh, this is just if you get better score on 1, what's your exam score going to be on 2? Okay, so let's say for each point, let's say right here, we're going to go up, how many? We'll go up 30, and we'll go to the right 30. It looks like a 1-to-1 thing, okay? So what we're doing is we're going up 30, and we're going to the right 30, and that gives us this point right here. So that looks pretty good, okay? And then again, let's try it again. We go up, let's say 20 to 70, and we go to the right 20 to 70, and it still looks pretty good. So I think it's just a 1-to-1. All right? So hopefully those two ways helped. We had one way where we find each point using the slope formula, or you can just count like this, okay?